Hello and welcome to World Talks here on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. Tonight, Ukraine is reeling from the assassination of former Parliament Speaker Andriy Parubiy, gunned down in broad daylight in Lviv. A hero of the 2014 Revolution of Dignity and a steadfast defender of Ukrainian independence, Parubiy's murder is the second high-profile killing of a pro-Ukrainian politician in Lviv within a year. As investigators pursue the disguised gunman, questions loom about Russian involvement and Ukraine's security. Joining us is Member of Parliament Oleksiy Goncharenko of the European Solidarity Party. Oleksiy, welcome back to TVP World, and thank you as always for taking the time. So, your initial reaction when you heard the news of the assassination, Oleksiy, what was it?
It's absolutely awful. We were in one fraction in the parliament from the same party, and we worked together for years, and I knew well Andriy Parubiy, and he was a really just amazing person. I understand it's used to say when people are killed or die, we say all the best, but he was really absolutely amazing, intelligent, kind, very patriotic, very honest, and he was just brutally killed, I'm sure, by Russia. It's an act of terror just in the middle of the day in Lviv, and that was very, very painful, and I still can't digest it.
Yes, these things do take time to digest. As you say, a couple of issues that you point to there, Oleksiy. The first is, this is the second political assassination in Lviv within the year. What is it about Lviv?
I don't know. I don't think we can say that it is something specific about Lviv. Unfortunately, for example, in March there was a murder in Odessa of Demyan Ganul. So it can happen anywhere in Ukraine. But yeah, it happened again in Lviv this time. I don't find something specific in this. Mr. Parubiy was from Lviv himself. He lived there. So the killer found him there, and that's it.
Understood. And the second thing is, you said that Russia was behind this. Do we know that?
No, for the moment, nobody is arrested. So all I would say to you is just my thoughts, and they are definitely very subjective, but I don't see any other option. I mean, who else would want to kill Mr. Parubiy? He was not in business, so it could, in any way. So he didn't have any business any time in his life. All his life was in civil society and in politics. So it can't be anything around business. It wasn't just a attack, that he was a victim and the killer didn't know who was he. There was no attempt to rob him, so it was just a killer who was waiting for him. Also, 10 years ago was the first attempt to kill Mr. Parubiy in Kiev, and he was in Russian list of those who they name Nazis and Russophobes and all this stuff. So definitely I can't prove it for the moment, but I am absolutely sure that he was killed by Russians.
Well, of course, assassination is a part of the Russian terrorist playbook. Assassinations have been carried out in many countries by Russians, in the UK, for example. So it wouldn't surprise, I think, anybody. But this seems to have been quite a well-planned assassination plot. Clearly, there seems to be some kind of organized group of agents in Ukraine. Do you think more needs to be done to find these people?
Definitely. Today was a black day for the whole Ukraine, but also for our secret service and for our law enforcement bodies. I know that they prevented a lot of such attacks, and that was an amazing job done. Even the fact that I'm giving an interview to you proves that they are effective, because Russians twice tried to kill me and one to kidnap, and it was prevented by our secret service. But this time they failed, and that is a very serious thing. And Parubiy was a former Speaker of the Parliament, which is position number 2 in Ukraine, in the state, after president, and he was so brutally killed just in the middle of the city. So it's a black day for Ukrainian security services, and definitely they need to make lessons from this. In other case, such killings will continue.
Yes, well, as they say, the security services need to get lucky every time. The assassin only needs to get lucky once, and unfortunately, that was with Andriy Parubiy. And now, tell me, in terms of what the reason was. You mentioned that Andriy Parubiy was on a list. But that was, 10 years ago. Now, that was at a time when he was influential in politics. He'd moved away from it. Why was it important that he be assassinated now?
We can't say that he completely moved away, because he is a member of the parliament, so active member of the parliament. Yes, he's not so active like he was 5, 7, 8 years ago.
Not as influential
speaker,
either.
Vice speaker. Yeah, not so influential either, that's true. But his name is symbolic. And he was kind of, he had this moral authority for many people. And I think that can be an explanation. Oh, maybe another explanation that they just were successful with him. Maybe they try different targets, but he was without bodyguards. He was just as a. If you, I understand probably you can't show. There is a video of how he was killed. So he was just coming in shorts and in sports shoes, just alone to a fitness center, and no driving the car, just as in any other usual citizen. So by the way, that shows that all these talkings about that all Ukrainian politicians are corrupted and with some huge money and everything, and it's not true, because here is one of the most prominent Ukrainian politicians who was just absolutely like any other working man. Yeah, you're showing now, that's the moment.
Right.
And you can see this is Mr. Parubiy is coming just in shorts, and here is the killer who will now, he is now shooting. So maybe just Andriy Parubiy became an easier target. Maybe this is an explanation.
Well, he as you said, he had a moral quality, a moral value, and of course he was heavily involved in the Maidan protests, 2013, 2014. So presumably he's very close to the Ukrainian, the hearts of the average Ukrainian on the street. What has their response been?
I think many people today are completely shocked, and we are grieving, and I think that is shared by many, many Ukrainians. From one point of view, we got used to losses. Almost every day, Russian attacks. Just, 2 days ago, there's a brutal attack against Kiev when 23 people were killed. I think it was yesterday in Zaporizhia when again it was victims today, not by missile, not by Shahed, but by killer. Andriy Parubiy was killed. So, but we can't get used to this. It's so painful every time. So it's complete tragedy.
Yeah, certainly sounds that way. Now, I'd like to talk in the last couple of minutes that we have left, Oleksiy, about Irina Farion. She was murdered in July 2024. What can you tell us about her and what the possible motivation was behind her assassination?
She was also a member of the parliament, not so prominent, not so high positioned like Andriy Parubiy, but she was very well known inside the country. And the killer, probable killer, was arrested. It happened to be a young boy, young guy. I think he was 18 or 19 years old. And he is 18 or 19 or 20 years old. He's now under investigation and in the court. So we are waiting for the court decision. It's not clear what was his motivation. There is a theory that he was in some way spearheaded by Russians. But still it is not clear how exactly it had happened.
But he's a Ukrainian citizen, is that right?
He is Ukrainian citizen from, I think, from Dnipro. So it's a big city in the middle of Ukraine.
Right, okay. So clearly now, measures seem to be even more necessary for high-profile politicians and others, I should assume. What do you think should be done to improve their security? And that includes you, of course.
The first, that is Ukrainian Secret Service. I understand that they're doing their best, but probably they need to try harder. Because unfortunately we see that still sometimes Russians are successful. So second thing is, I think it should be a reaction of the world. I mean, Parubiy was not a combatant. He was a former speaker. Many in Europe knew him. And it's very brutal, I mean, what they did. So he's not a military commander. So in any way, even according to international law, he can't be target, couldn't be target. So maybe this, and definitely we be very attentive. But that's unfortunately reality of Ukraine today.
Right.
And we all understand that in reality, every one of us, any day, can be killed.
Yeah. Oleksiy, thank you very much for sharing your time on this very, very sad occasion, and stay safe. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of World Talks. Don't go away, though. Lots more coming up. Goodbye.